Being jacked isn't the same as being shredded. They are related. To be jacked, you need to be lean enough to show the muscle shape, but it also indicates a certain degree of size. When you get shredded, you can actually look a little small. I chose Vin Diesel for a specific reason, and not just because he's 54 years old, but to illustrate what I mean by looking jacked. As soon as you see him, you know he works out. Arms, shoulders, and traps are dominant features and key to giving him that jacked, badass appearance. The other muscle that gives off that superhero vibe is the chest, and in particular the upper chest. All of these muscles, along with the iconic tank top he wears, gives Vin Diesel the look he's famous for. The muscle tee also hides one of the secrets to looking jacked. But first, you have to build the muscle to get the look. Great arms will always get noticed. To get great arms, you gotta do curls. They did an electromyography or EMG study using 7 different bicep exercises and found concentration curls have the highest level of bicep activation. So these should be included in your workouts. I've been playing around with a cable version of the concentration curl where I'm standing with one foot on a bench. The advantage of using the cable is the continuous tension it provides. And I do it with one foot on a bench to keep the cable in a more downward direction. When doing the exercise sitting, the cable ends up running parallel with your forearm, taking the load off the biceps. I'm sure most of you are aware that the majority of your arm size is triceps, so we can't neglect them. They did an EMG study on triceps and it found diamond push-ups had the most muscle activation. Because of the difficulty when it comes to progressively overloading this exercise, I would use it as more of a finisher. I also find having my hands in the diamond position uncomfortable, so I open them up a bit into a U shape and perform the exercise this way. Despite the results of the study, my favorite tricep exercises are tricep pushdowns and overhead tricep extensions. For the overhead tricep extension, I like using the cable machine as it gives me a better stretch at the beginning of the movement, and for pushdowns, resistance bands, because I get a crazy pump on my way to bringing my triceps to failure. Next, I want to talk about traps. They are sometimes hidden under Vin Diesel's shirt, but that's not the secret he's hiding. One of the things I've noticed about guys who have naturally sloped shoulders and no neck is they're almost always exceptionally strong. Long neck guys like myself have to work exceptionally hard to achieve this look. I read a Brett Contreras experiment where he used EMG to test 25 different shoulder and trap exercises to see which ones worked the best and had the most muscle activation, testing both peak and mean activation. Peak is the highest point of muscle activation, and mean is the average activation throughout the full range of movement. Not surprising for the upper traps, the barbell shrug came out on top for highest muscle activation throughout the movement. But for peak muscle activation, cable lateral raises were the winner. We've all felt our traps working when doing lateral raises, but who would have thought they were working that hard? No surprise, but lateral raises also performed well on our middle delt. But I was surprised that face pulls rated the highest for both middle and rear delt activation, making it a mandatory get jacked exercise. For the front delts and upper chest, I went with a 2005 study that found reverse grip bench press hit the upper chest 25 to 30% better than a standard bench press and increased the loading on the front delts. I've been using a similar movement this summer in my Toro Band chest workouts, and I've found it to be incredibly effective. Now Vin Diesel's pecs, along with his muscle tank, conceals that he isn't shredded. And while I think most guys would like to get leaner than this, it goes to show we can look jacked without being shredded. Of course, we need to work more muscles if we want a balanced physique. Watch this video next to find out how to build a perfect physique over 50 and keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.